Hi, welcome to Free Spirit and welcome to the monthly Akashic Records reading for April. So I just want to say before I get into it, I didn't know if I was going to share the spirit messages in the weekly or the monthly, but I think I'm going to share it here because they're bringing it home now for me so much more so. So I'm going to share it here too. April will really feel like out with the old, in with the new, right? You might even be finding that you're going through old things, you're reorganizing, you're throwing out worn things, you're just noticing like things with old energy and getting rid of it and bringing in things with a newer energy. Things that worn out, things that served you for a time but no longer. So it's very much like you could find you're doing that in your home. And then also on the inside, what they were giving me too was, you know how if you live with someone, you're always checking in with them, like, what do you want to do? What can I do for you? What do you need? How you doing? And you're checking in with them, and they were giving me the message of like checking on you, like, how are you doing? What do you need? What can you provide for yourself? And they've been pointing it out to me this week, instead of getting cranky about it or frustrated about it, what do you need? What do you need? And provide it. It was just really profound, and it stayed with me for a while. And every single time I notice when I'm getting irritated, frustrated, something, it's like, what do you need? What do you need? I'll provide it. I'll provide it. So it's almost like checking in with yourself like you would if you're living with someone. I do that all the time. I'm always checking in, like, how are you doing? What do you want to do? How do you feel? What do you need? What can I do for you? What can I do for you? It's like, how often do we just say that to ourselves? Like, what can I do for you? And then you step up and provide it. I am telling you, it shifts your frustration level immediately. It's like you're stepping up, asking yourself, what do you need and how can I provide it? I found it so profound. So I shared it on the monthly, but we're going to tap into the Akashic Records. We're going to dive in deep to the messages. We're also going to tap into the Akashic Force, the love support backing the Akashic Force that will support us all through April. Then we're going to go into the Divine Spirit deck. We're going to get guidance for exactly what just came out. Divine Spirit messages for further guidance. And of course, we're going to end it with pure love from Spirit, which I feel like this all is. And you could feel a real deep connection. And I know we talk about this all the time. Of course, you have a real deep connection all the time. But there's something about it being really amped up, or they're really bringing it back to you. This connection is almost going to like trump everything. You're really, as much as you're in the physical, you're tapped into the spiritual to all. And I'm telling you, it's even more so now that that's what you're running by, you're going by, you're navigating by. It's serving you really well. And I also wrote down a spirit message tip, but I didn't get a chance to share it, about how when you get flashes of insight or a knowing, like, even in your work or in your personal, how something is going to go before it even happens. And they were saying it's like loving prep. It is loving preparation, right? So when it does arrive or it does happen, you've been prepped, you know how to handle it. It's just very interesting how they showed that. They even used the word premonition, how people have such a fear or recoil at the word premonition, but really look at it as a loving preparation. Premonition is a loving preparation, because when you get a feeling, a knowing that something is going to happen and then it does, it's almost like you've got a heads up, like a preview of the coming like a coming attraction to when it's happening, so that you're prepped for it. I just find it so amazing what I'm saying, the level of support, the love support backing, and also just like the prep you get. So definitely pay attention to your own intuition besides what I say. Remember the cards that come out, because it can feed you now and later. Whatever the length of the video is, I'll look up the angel number message and it will be the first pinned comment. Let's get into it. Just clear out your mind and heart. Just get ready to receive messages for the month of April. The love support backing that wants to come through, the Akashic Force that wants to come through to support us. Not just your energy, not just with what you're doing. This is a recurring thing. Not just, there's like something floating right in front of me. Not just the work that you're doing, but the energy to do it in. Okay, so let's just clear out your mind. Just get ready to receive. What wants to come through for April? Just get completely clear. What are the specific messages that will help us, support us in April? Ooh, it's hitting. They had me bring out the crystal flowers, and it landed on the crystal flowers. This is my first time. I usually have them in another room. And I knew there was a reason. They had me bring these out, and it landed over there. That's so interesting to me. Seven of Scrolls, intricacies and industry. So no doubt they are with you, supporting your growth, what you're blooming, what you're doing to create and build. They kept on referring this. So no doubt they had me bring these out, and it's almost like supporting you. See the man in here putting piece by piece, brick by brick, doing the work. So this is a love support backing for what you're building, what you're growing in April. And so no doubt, let's just get right into this, because this is an exclamation mark. So the love support backing, like they said, for what you're doing and the energy to do it with. So this is an exclamation mark, and it landed on that flower card, the flower crystals. So no doubt they're going to keep you really focused on what you're doing, almost like step by step. The energy to do it, you know, in the physical, step by step, brick by brick. Here it is. So, work on a Renaissance cathedral has just begun, and at first the building seems modest, but in time, its grandeur will reach several stories high and across the centuries. But now piles of stones and rocks dot the scene. Yes, so they're saying here a mason bends, focusing intently. Yes, and so you see he's focusing intently. That's how they want you to be. He's working with a plumb bomb. I don't know what that means, but it hangs next to the built wall. And this instrument helps him determine if the wall is straight and true. And at a very basic level, this card can indicate building or renovating a home or business. Just like I said, like out with the old, with the new. What are you building? What are you growing? What are you putting in place? This is you indicating that you're building or renovating a home or a business. And this card also shows you that you are on your way to greatness, but it requires attending to even the tiniest of particulars. So it is you focusing on the brick by brick, the stone by stone, the step by step, and being diligent with the specifics in your strategy, and pay considerable attention to detail and follow through. And while you may have a long-term goal in mind, it is the small steps that are going to be what's important now. And even the most magnificent cathedrals were built stone by stone, day by day. It is only by heaping up the small that the great can be achieved, right? So it is going to be the day by day, what you're doing, the steps by steps, what you're putting in place for your, it's the small steps for the long-term goals. So the Akashic force that's supporting you in the physical to do this, there's a situation in your life that requires your attention to detail right now. Close your eyes and imagine that this situation is a puzzle in pieces on a table in front of you. And imagine, right? Imagine this table. And now imagine the individual pieces and sense what you notice and feel about them. They're having you focus on the pieces, focusing your attention on the details. What are the steps that are going to build, quote unquote, your cathedral, your masterpiece, your goal, your achievements? So they're keeping you very much focused on your own work. We've been getting similar messages to this all the time. As much as people might be pulling at your time, focused attention for what you're building, what you're growing, what you're manifest, what are your steps? What are your seeds every day that are actually going to grow into this magnificent cathedral? So this is great works are happening with the small steps, with the small details. So no doubt, like literally the intricacies, right, that it takes to put it together. So they're going to have you very much focused on what are your steps, what are your pieces, literally, that you're putting together to build something magnificent, whether it's your goal, whether it's your project, whether it's whatever is your quote unquote cathedral. They're going to support your details, the focus, and the steps by steps. Major Arcana, I knew it. And the Karmic Trench, again, 4 scrolls, getting out of the Karmic Trench. And the Major Arcana is the Ark and the Covenant. So no doubt, I hate reading this card. We get this a lot. This is somebody who keeps on planting the seeds in the same old trench, but they're asking you to go and take your seeds and build here. And that is the step and the detail that you're building. Instead of the old and over and again, you're planting the new. You're working to build the new. And so the support that's with you is the 11 Major Arcana, the Ark and the Covenant. So no doubt, the scrolls is all about the work. So again, remember when I said out with the old and with the new? Your efforts, your step-by-step details is for building and planting in the new. Like literally, I should move this here. It's like planting and growing in the new field, this. And so whatever this is for you, they're going to have you really focused and really detailed and step by step, stone by stone, seed by seed, doing it. I'm going to leave this here. And it is a divine force that is supporting you to do this. Like not just the steps, but the energy to do it with. And that is 11. And look at the light. So and almost like the wisdom too. So let's go into the Four Scrolls, because we get this card all the time. And this is a time when it's not going to be the same old, same old. It's not going to be the same old, same old. You're not planting in the same trench that you did before. They're having you plant in like new fields that are ready to take, almost like bloom what it's ready for you to plant. It's ready soil. Okay, so Forest Scroll. This is the karmic trench. And they're saying in a field, yeah, here, in a field meant to be planted, a man is dirty, right? He's knee deep in a long trench and the seeds are ready to be planted, yet he continues to dig deeper and deeper. And there's new rows plowed and ready for planting, but they are ignored. And this card is revealing to you a difficult pattern. It's a life pattern of self-deflating feelings, thoughts, actions that you have brought forth in previous incarnations. You returned in this life with the intention of breaking the karmic pattern and stop getting pulled into the old thoughts and behaviors, right? You're digging yourself deeper into a karmic trench that gets harder and harder to escape. But this pattern is not unknown to you, and you recognize it in your relationships, your jobs, and certainly in your beliefs, behaviors, responses. And it's time to take charge of your karma by altering. They're telling you to alter the inner ideas, the feelings, the patterns that cause you to make sabotaging choices. They are supporting you to go step by step with like new choices, new seeds, not doing the same old, so you have the same old behaviors, right? Same old responses. They're saying this is going to require conscious effort every step of the way. So it's almost like every step of the way, you're going to be very conscious of your behaviors, your thinking. How are you supporting yourself building this new cathedral? Instead of doing the same old, how are you taking the steps to build something new in your life? Quite literally, they're saying every time you notice yourself making an old choice that digs you deeper into your karmic trench, you can change your mind and your actions. This is going to require conscious effort every step of the way. Without such work, you could go lifetimes burying yourself in the same feelings. But with your commitment to making changes every day, you can dig yourself out. So here is the Akashic Force. Take a moment to remember an old negative pattern that you know all too well that has kept you stuck. Close your eyes and breathe in the presence and power of your higher self. You become stronger. You are filled with the will to step out of the mind, and you do. I always say mind. They're saying you are filled with the will to step out of the mud. Yes, to get out of your own way. Close your eyes and breathe in the presence and power of your higher self. You become stronger. You're filled with the will to step out of the mud, and you do now and every time you fall into this pattern again. There is divine help here, and I have chills everywhere, that is propelling you to make different choices. This came up in another reading, that the almost similar energy could happen, whether through your personal, your work, whatever, but it's you connecting with your higher self that's getting you out of the mud this time, that's focused on step by step. You're building the new cathedral in your life. You're reaching your new goals. You're reaching your new aspirations. You're not going to be doing the same old. You're going to be doing the work and effort to plant over here, because you know wisely that you're planting this. This is new. This is like your new cathedral, your new goals, your new accomplishments. So at every step of the way, it's being so conscious. Just like when I said in the beginning, as much as you're doing the work step by step, stone by stone, detail, you're staying linked with your higher self and the divine, basically. And it's this connection while you're doing the work here that is divinely making sure that you're not doing the same old, falling into the same old patterns or being affected in that way. There's something filling you up with a divine will to still remain planting over here. Staying focused, planting, and everything else. And I bet you it's going to be this card, 11. That's the major arcana divine support. That's making sure that this time around that you're hyper-conscious. You're hyper-conscious that you're not making the same old patterns or decisions based on the old programming or the old ways of doing things, because They're encouraging you. This is a new, beautiful cathedral in your life. You're going to stay focused brick by brick. And then how are you supporting yourself to continue focusing brick by brick, day by day, seed by seed, like your efforts? How are you supporting your efforts in that way? And then when things appear in your life, how are you getting out of the mud and continuing to plant those new seeds? So let's get into the major arcana, because no doubt this is what's happening in the background to help you to continue doing the new, planting for the new, step by step, day by day. You know, it's the will to do it. It's the will and the spirit to do it. And being hyper conscious, and really linked with your higher self and your guides also. But here, the Ark of the Covenant. The stars are shining on a serene desert night. Fires burn before a number of white tents. Inside one of the tents, just beyond the open front flaps, rests the Ark of the Covenant, and two men sit by a crackling fire nearby. And at the most mundane level, this card can represent, wow, it represents a beneficial legal contract or a title transfer. It can also show successfully working with professionals such as brokers or lawyers. And more often it indicates that you are living true to your work contract, your work karma contract. Oh my gosh, I have chills everywhere. Your new karmic contract, your work contract. This is the karmic trend. You are working according to your work contract at this time. You are aligned to your work contract. This is really deep. You're living true to your karmic work contract, meaning you are here not to plant in the karmic trench. You're here to plant in these seeds day by day, your work. So they are divinely supporting your work here, aligned to your contract. This is really profound. Okay, so they're saying you're facing new lessons of growth. Working, are you ready for this? Working toward greater discoveries and bringing your unique contributions to the world. Now, what I'm saying, and I have chills, I don't even know how to bring this up, how to bring this down. You're being used for your unique contributions. So that is why it's you staying focused on what you are supposed to be doing day by day, step by step, focused. It's in these new fields. It's a new, quote, cathedral like only you can do. It's like your unique contributions. They're keeping you very aligned to that. It is part of your contract here, your divine contract. So they are having you work towards greater discoveries, to bringing your unique contributions to the world. Your karma does not talk you up, what is this? Your karma does not rule you. You rule it. Yes. So when the work becomes too great, taking a test doesn't break with your covenant. It supports it. You understand the phases of time and energy, and you work within the phases. Some of your karmic at this time may involve other people. And if so, there is no urgency, need, or personal agenda at play. Don't let yourself get pulled into emotional drama. And know that the things that require your attention now reflect a commitment that has far-reaching influences, right? That is what they're saying. So continue to work towards your highest purpose, to uphold the sacred covenant you have to touch the world with your light. I told you that light was significant. They are keeping you so much as you're doing the work here, day by day, step by step. It is your almost divine cathedral. What are you building? What are your personal aspirations? What are your goals? What is your contribution? They're keeping you aligned to that every step of the way. They're making you hyper aware to your connection as you're doing the work here. You're not doing the same old, and any karmic trenches or beliefs or patterns. They're having you rise up and plant in the new fields. You're aligned to your karmic contract here. They want you to know you're living true to it. They're keeping you lit for it. And basically they're telling you that you're bringing your unique contributions to the world. There's growth with that. But it is going to be from your focus, your day-to-day, the steps that you're doing. So the Akashic force to feed you. Close your eyes and imagine the Ark of the Covenant opening before you. Within it, you see the contract that contains your highest purpose. What is that purpose? Sends one word and one action you can take today to pursue it. So like I said, they're not just supporting the work that you're doing, what you're building, what you're growing, but the will and the power to do it, your alignment to do it. And it's part of your contract to do it. So that's why you're hyper conscious, you're higher conscious, you're very linked with your higher self, with your purpose. They're keeping you aligned with that. You're going to have to keep your focus day by day, seed by seed, brick by brick, step by step. What are you doing? They're going to keep you very aware. You're not going to be falling into the same negative patterns, behaviors, because you're going to lift yourself out of the mud every time. They're going to help you lift yourself out of the mud every time to make sure that you're planting in these new seeds. They're keeping you lit and connected, and it is part of your contract here. So they're going to keep you very much aligned to that. So they're very much divinely supporting your work and the steps that you're doing, the efforts that you're doing, and it's the intricacies. So it's really with the details. They're keeping you very focused. Now, in a world where everything's pulling at your time, focused attention, it's amazing how they're keeping you lit and focused on what you're supposed to be doing. They want you to know it's aligned to your contract. And as you're doing it, things that get brought up, like patterns, behaviors, beliefs that get in your way sometimes, it's through your divine connection. They're going to be revealing it to you with greater light and truth, because they're keeping you aligned to the truth of what you're supposed to be doing. So it's almost like it's going to be a clearing, like you're going to lift yourself out of the mud every time to continue planting new seeds. You're not going to be getting in your own way. There's something very divine about this. They're going to be showing you that you're probably, like they said, this is for greater heights, greater success, greater, whatever this beautiful cathedral that you're doing brick by brick, day by day, so that they're supporting you to build this. The effort that it takes to do a cathedral day by day, the focus, the detail, the brick by brick, step by step. What kind of level of support do you need? And also to get you out of, whether you might talk yourself out of it, maybe you don't feel like you should be doing whatever we put in the way that kind of doesn't have us further put another brick on this. They're helping us to clean up, and it's just amazing. And it's through your connection that they're making sure you're aligned to the work that you're doing. Very much supporting and making sure that you're aligned, and to know the truth of your work here. And there's a plane soaring right now. There's something about the truth of your purpose, the truth of your higher purpose, the truth of the true meaning of what you're doing, of your efforts. Now, they could be having you actually realize that on a very deep soul level, so that you are filled with the will and the power to continue day by day and everything else, right? So there's an alignment here. Let's get the guidance from the divine spirit. Yes, release the drama of it. Release the drama of it. Release the dramas. The karmic trench. There's a lot of guidance coming through here, and no doubt it's landing on the Ark of the Covenant, that as you're doing the work, especially to plant new seeds day by day, step by step, stone by stone, like the effort that it takes, they are supporting you. First of all, to release the drama of it, getting out of here. The next one, that you have divine help with this matter. So whenever you're encountering, release the drama of it. They don't want anything taking your focus, your stamina. See here, you're gonna have to stay focused with the details of what you are building, you are planting, you are growing. Release the drama. There's everything like I touched on around us. Release the drama of it. You have divine help with this matter, especially here with the karmic. They could be really helping you, like, kind of rise above the dramas and understand that you can step out of the mud and keep doing what you're doing here. You are going to surprise yourself. They want you to know that. You are being divinely moved right now. That's what they want you to know in April. You are not alone here. You're not alone here. It's talking about the divine support you have, and claim peace for yourself right now. Claim peace for yourself right now. You're going to surprise yourself with the heights, the levels to what you're doing when you're making the effort to not do the same old, and you're almost like planting new seeds every day, building your accomplishments, your goals. But it's going to be in the details. It's going to be in your efforts every day, and almost on a higher level of consciousness, that you're not going to make the same old choices, decisions, or just like how I began, when instead of getting cranky or frustrated, ask yourself, what do I need right now, and provide it. Because they don't want you sinking into the old behaviors, choices, what we do. They want you lit, supported, and it's supporting you to take it to greater heights. You are not alone here. They're definitely going to help you release drama. They're helping you in this matter. They want you to have peace. You're being divinely moved. You're going to surprise yourself where your efforts, where your details to the steps that you're making, like what you're growing, what you're building, because they're supporting this. and you here building this. And so all that it takes to do that, I mean, there's only one person here. So it's your unique work that you're doing on the daily, how you're staying focused, step by step, brick by brick. You're not alone with this. What they're saying in the background, they want you to know, release any drama that's coming up as you're doing this work. You have divine help with this matter. You're going to surprise yourself. You're focused in this area. Look at what you're building. You're going to surprise yourself. You're being divinely moved right now. You're not alone here. And see, it's a lone person here, but they're saying you're not alone here. And claim peace for yourself as you're doing the work. Release the drama, claim peace. Just keep doing it. You have love support backing. They're going to also bring up, like, as you're doing the work, what pops up for you, because they don't want you lost in the old planting, wasting your efforts over here. They want you up and out and planting over here, right? It's in the new. And this is the lovely Ark and the Covenant, which is the divine support that's keeping you lit, and also making sure that you feel aligned to this, like this is your purpose right now. And that's going to come on a soul level. I don't know what else to say. So it does keep you like an engine doing what needs to be done step by step on the daily. It's divine support for that. It's divine will. It's also feeling that there's meaning and truth to what you're doing. What gets you out of bed in the morning focused on the brick, on the step, right? It's that, the intangible. So that is just really beautiful. So they're definitely supporting the steps in what you're doing, the efforts that you're making in April. Let's get the pure love from Spirit. Divine support for what you're manifesting, what you're growing, the steps and the details. I can't say the steps, we're here for you through this. Stuck into my hand. We're here for you through this. And we know all you think. It landed on the karma. There's going to be a lot of times, reach for higher with your thoughts. Because as you're doing the work, remember, it is day by day, step by step, brick by brick. Like they said, don't get stuck in the old ways of thinking, things that might sabotage the work that you're doing, the steps that you're doing on the daily. It's going to be your daily efforts and your alignment on the daily efforts and all that it takes inside and out, right? Like they said, not just with the steps that you're doing to build this, reach this to new heights, but on the inside, how are you supporting yourself? Check in with yourself as you're doing the work. Like, what can I provide for you? What do you need right now? Not falling in the old patterns where you're sabotaging what you're building, what you're growing, what you're doing. Because sometimes, I mean, it's this card and everything that it entails to just keep doing step by step, detail, focus, and look at the magnificence that you're building, but we don't quite see it yet. So at this point, we could be discouraged. We don't see that this is going to stand the test of time. This is going to be something more magnificent. Like they said, you're going to surprise yourself, like with the work and the steps. And they brought out these crystal flowers, like what you're blooming and planting, the new here. You're going to surprise yourself, but it's very much, and the divine is with you, keeping you lit and aligned, and to know the truth of this so that you're not, you know, like getting unfocused or not understanding that it is going to be the little things that you're doing that are going to add up to the big. That's what they're bringing home. And they do know all you think, and they're here for you through this. So anytime you feel that you are alone, and this is, and now I have chills and I'm going to tear up, but they said you are not alone in this. And there are going to be times when you feel like you're alone with what you're doing on the daily, maybe a moment to moment, but they're here for you. And that is going to somehow keep you lit when you realize that and realize your connection and the truth of that, of how they're supporting you to do that, do each step on the daily. Underneath, we will help you feel secure. Yeah, they're going to be your love support backing as you're doing the work here. The small details, like step by step, day by day, and we will help you to let go. We will help you to let go. It's landing all on the 11. It's landing on the love support backing, so that you make sure that you understand that this is aligned to what you're supposed to be doing here. Like you're right where you're supposed to be doing. We're going to help you let go, and we are sending you signs. So no doubt, whenever you're here doing the work and you might feel discouraged at times or in your head about things, they're going to send you a lot of signs. You're not alone. To make sure that you feel it's right here. We're going to help you to let go because you're not alone here. So they are going to make sure that you feel the truth of what you're doing, the meaning of what you're doing, the purpose of what you're doing, and that it is going to be in the small details. So they do know all you think. So there might be times where you're falling into old patterns, like almost like, why am I building this cathedral? Why am I working on this? Why should I bother with the steps? But there's something here that's going to keep you lit and aligned, and they're sending you a lot of signs, which is probably going to help keep you fueled and to know the truth that you're not alone. You're going to surprise yourself with the small efforts, the small steps, the small seeds that you're planting every day, what you're actually building. So there's something that they're really supporting, the small steps, the efforts. They're leading to great accomplishments of what you're building, what you're growing. So it could come with your projects, the work that you're doing, your goals, but it is in the details. It's in your focus. It's in the small steps. So that is what they're saying. And when you're doing that, like, don't get discouraged. Don't fall with the old sabotaging behaviors or thoughts. Be mindful of what you're thinking, because they're helping you through it. You have divine help in this matter. Release the drama of what you're encountering. Just stay more aligned with this. You're also going to find they're sending you signs whenever you do kind of flicker in your light a little bit. Like if you're losing stamina, you're losing focus, you're losing your mojo, whatever the word is. They're going to help you stay aligned and true to this. Because like they said, this is part of your contract. So what I'm saying, when you're divinely connected, you can't go too far off track. Like people always say, like, am I on track? Am I on track? You're always on track, right? We feel off track. They're going to make you feel fully on and connected, that you're on track again. There's a new alignment here. You have to feel that, because they have to keep you focused on and motivated for your step-by-step, day-by-day things. So there's something about the truth and the honoring and feeling close with them, and they're sending you signs. So it is going to be in the details in April, but no doubt it's like your work is your contract here. And it's going to go to new heights. And when they said this part, it's taking your work to new heights. Your efforts will be building to new heights. But what it's going to take for you to do the work, to have it go to new heights, is what they're supporting in April. And you're going to feel this really closely, because you're just going to feel it through all the signs that you're getting. Besides this reading, that you are not alone here as you're doing it, because you have this love, support, backing, and it's part of your contract, and they're keeping you lit and doing it. But this is to feel, I gather from this, on the day-to-day, brick by brick, step by step. It's through those details and your focus, and look at what you're building. Look at the magnificence. So no doubt it's divine support for the work that you're doing and the effort it's going to take. Yeah, and you could be finding that, and it's pretty beautiful. And I also feel it's an element for the new of what you're doing. Like it's you're going to find a divine clear out of like old energies or old behaviors or old ways, because it's almost like building the new, or having success to new heights in a way, because you're cleaning up your karmic, which only is the this card was like dual. You're aligned to your karmic contract of the work that you're supposed to be doing here, and they're going to make you feel very much aligned to that, so you keep doing it step by step. But then also they're having you not fall in the old patterns from your past, like that things are not getting in the way of you doing the work here. So there's going to be cleanups periodically, like it's never over. Something will bubble up and you'll realize, wow, no, that's not going to deter me. I'm going to still be doing this. I'm focused on this, whatever that is. They're really divinely supporting you and building something magnificent, reaching something magnificent, planting more seeds for this to grow. And then the will and the spirit to do it with. You're not alone here. You're going to find a lot of support and a lot of signs. You're going to surprise yourself probably with the accomplishments or the height or the level to which your little efforts are what they're actually growing. And that's the core of what they're trying to say here. It is going to be from your day-to-day, the step-by-step, the details, the focus, right? So stay lit for that as a repeating message. And they're definitely supporting. They are here for you through this. We know all you think. So I'm finding also when you're thinking things, something will come in like a sign. It's like what you're mulling around in your mind and heart, they know, and they'll come in, they'll guide you to something, you'll find something that's going to help you know the truth of this, that what the efforts and work that you're doing is your purpose, is what you're supposed to be doing here. They're keeping you lit and keeping you aligned to that as you are here doing the work here. And some of the times your work, you may feel alone, and they're saying you are not alone here. You're not alone here, and you have divine help with this matter. And you're going to feel very connected to that because you just are. It's part of your, like they said, your work contract here. You're aligned to your contract. That's a really profound thing that just came out. I mean, we've never had that really come out, period. That you are aligned to your work contract here. And so it's you here staying focused day by day, step by step, brick by brick, what you're doing. And they're going to make you feel that on the inside. Otherwise, you wouldn't be getting up and doing it. Okay. And whenever you falter, you're going to find something coming in to make sure you stay lit and aligned to that. So yeah, very much the work that you're doing here, staying just as divinely connected as well, is what's really feeding you what you need to continually do it day by day, brick by brick. It is the small efforts. It is that, and all that it takes to do that. So I wish you the best with what you're building, what you're growing, what your goals are, what your projects are, what your work is. Everybody has work as long as you're here, what your work is, what you're doing. I mean, they're really supporting you, and it's going to be for like new levels to things, new heights to things. A cathedral reaches up to the heights, and it's just beautiful energy to support what you're growing, manifesting, building, step by step, brick by brick, day by day. Okay, I wish you the best for April. I wish you the best. Take care. Bye-bye.